Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. In this episode we are going to continue talking about the reported speech, and this is the second one, as you can see. So in the previous one we talked about some very essential changes that should be considered, while reporting a certain speech. For example, we saw changes at the level of pronouns, at the level of tenses, modal verbs, time, expressions. We also saw changes at the level of some possessive adjectives, And as I said, this is actually the prerequisite for reporting whatever speech is, So in this episode and the upcoming ones, we are going to see different kind of speeches and how we should report such, speeches, So in this one, we are going to start with, the statement, So in this episode, we are going to focus on, statement, all right? So this is number one, So this is number one, Statement is our first concern, All right, so here we are going to see some examples, of statement and how we can report, such, statement, all right? Now, let's start with the first example, Adam, I study English at school. So this is actually a statement. And when we talk about statement is very simply what we call information. So statement means information, All right. So, Adam, I study English at school. So this is actually a direct speech because it is between quotation marks, as you can see. So this is a direct, This is direct, speech. Very essential to know that. Right now here, let's try to study this speech and identify whether we have some of these things right here, Now here we can see, for example, I. So I is a pronoun. This is a pronoun. Let me move to tenses. I study. So study here, study is very simply the present, the present simple, It is the present simple. Now, modal verbs, we don't have any modal verb here. Time expressions, we don't have any time expression. Possessive adjectives, we don't have any possessive adjective, So this is the only thing we have. Now let's try to report this statement, What I'm going to say? Very simply this. Look, For instance, we can say Adam, Adam. Now here we need a reporting verb, So when we talk about statement, the reporting verb is most often the verb say, The verb say, Alright, so this is very essential to remember, So to report a statement, we need the reporting verb say. Adam, the verb say in the past, So we say Adam, said, Adam said, So said is very simply the verb say in the past, In the past, Alright, So Adam said, we can add, for example, that, we can say that, and as I said, that is optional. You can add it or not, so it's optional, Alright, Adam said that. Now here we have I, I, in the previous episode, we said I can be either, in the reported speech, can be either he or she. Now here we have Adam. Adam is a male, so very simply, Adam, he, So Adam, why he? Because we have Adam, we have Adam, So Adam said that he, the verb study in present simple. So present simple in reported speech, always the past simple. So what is the past simple of the verb study? Is very simply studied, Is very simply studied, So this is the past simple of the verb, study, The verb study, Study English at school, Study English at school, So this is normally how we can report such statements, Adam said that he studied English at school. So I becomes he, and study in the present simple becomes the past simple studied, Alright, English at school doesn't change, Adam said that he studied English at school. Now let's move to number two, Sara, I'm happy to hear this news. I'm happy to hear this news, right? So this is a direct speech again because it is between quote. It is said directly by Sara. Now let's try to identify the components of this speech, okay? So here we have I is a pronoun, okay, is a pronoun, subject pronoun, and we have okay, we have and this is verb to be, okay, so this is to be in present, okay, to be in present, okay, simple, in present simple. Here we have happy to hear this, so very simply this, okay, this can change, okay, in the reported speech. News, all right, so these are the most important things that we are going to change when we report this speech, okay, pronoun, verb to be in present, and this, okay, all right. Now what are we going to say if we want to report this? Very simply this, okay. Sara, we can say Sara, okay, Sara. All right, Sara, the reporting verb said, okay, the reporting verb said, okay, that, okay, as I said, that is optional, okay, that. Now here we need a pronoun, okay, so what are we to say? I, in the reported speech, becomes he or she. Now here we have Sara, Sara, very simply, is a female, so she, okay, that, she. Now, verb to be in present simple. Verb to be in past simple is either was or were. So she is singular, so very simply we say she was, okay? She was happy to hear, okay? She was happy, okay? Happy to hear. Now here, this, we said this in the reported speech, very simply that, okay? That news. Okay, that news, okay? To hear that news, okay? So I becomes she, verb to be in present simple was, okay? And this, in reported speech, that, okay? Very simple, okay? Now, this is for number 2. Now, let's take another example. My father, I have met John recently, okay? So this is actually a direct speech, as I said, because it is between quotation marks, right? Now let's look at the component of this speech, okay? So here we have, okay, I is very simply a pronoun, okay? And here we have, again, have met, okay, have met. And this is very simply the present, okay, the present perfect, okay? This is the present perfect, okay? Present perfect is always has or have plus past participle, okay? Past participle, John recently. So these are the most important things that we are going to change when we report this speech. Now you can pause and try to do this yourselves, okay? All right, then we get back, okay? So to report this speech, what are we going to say? Very simply, my father, okay? The reporting verb, as always, said, okay? Said, that, okay, that, so that, as I already said, it is optional, okay, said that, okay. Now here, I, okay, it's going to be he or she, very simply, he, because here we have my father is a male, okay, so he, that he. Now, as already said, present perfect in the reported speech becomes past perfect, okay, so past perfect, had plus past participle, okay, that he had met John recently, okay? Recently, all right? Okay, so this is how we report this speech, okay? So here we have I, it becomes, okay, he, and the present perfect have met in the reported speech becomes had met, okay? Had met John recently. So here we changed only the pronoun and the, as you can see, the present perfect in the reported speech, past perfect. Okay, so my father said that he had met John recently. Okay, now let's take the last example. Okay, the last example. Students, I can read a book in 1 week. Okay, so this is again a direct speech. Okay, a direct speech, very simply, because as you can see, it is between two quotation marks. It is said directly by a student, okay? All right, now let's look at the passable things that we can change while reporting this speech, okay? Now, for example, here we have I, so I is very simply a pronoun. So a pronoun. And also we have can, okay, can. And can is a modal verb, okay? So can is very simply a modal, okay, is a modal verb, okay? And modal verbs also change while reporting a speech, okay? And here we have read a verb, a book in 1 week. So again, in this speech, we're gonna change only pronoun and a modal verb. Now you can pause and try to do this for a while, okay? So what I want you to say, very simply, we can say, for instance, okay, a student, okay, a student, the reporting verb, as always, said, okay, and that is optional, okay, that. Now here, I, okay, so I in the reported speech becomes either he or she. Now here we have a student. A student can either be a male or female, okay, so it can either be he or she, okay, he or she. If this one is a male, it's he. If it is a female, she. Or you can also say they to avoid this problem, okay? So said that he or she. Now here we have the modal verb, okay? The modal verb can. So can in the reported speech is always could, okay? Could. All right, okay? Could read, okay? A book. Could read a book in 1 week, okay? In 1 week, okay? So this is actually how we report such statements, okay? So as you can see here, we changed only, so the pronoun here can either be he or she. If the student is a male, so it's he. If it's female, she. Or you can just say they, for example, if you want to avoid this problem, right? Now, could read a book in 1 week, okay? So a student said that he could read a book in 1 week, okay? So this is actually how we can report statements like these, okay? So just remember the reporting verb, okay? The reporting verb, okay, is always say. In the past is said, as you can see here, okay? That is optional. You can add it or eliminate it, okay? So this is something very essential, and remember these changes, okay? These changes, okay? All right, now this is all for today's episode, and this is number 1, okay, statement. In the next episode, we're going to see how to report a command or an order, okay? So this is all for today's episode. If you have any question or suggestion, don't hesitate to comment, and see you then. Have a good time. Goodbye, all right?